So Casey, you're back in the hot seat again, and today, what are we going to be exploring?
Microsoft Copilot, looking at Word.
Nice. So some people have now had access to Copilot licenses. This is different from GitHub Copilot, but Copilot for the Microsoft products. Casey, you have access to Copilot. Any first initial impressions?
Love it. I think it's great for people in careers like legal, real estate, etc., with long contracts. You can very quickly interpret documents as well as very quickly generate documents.
Nice. And today we're going to be demonstrating Copilot for Word. First, let's walk through the interface.
Yeah.
When you first open up Copilot in Word, you will see this dialog box, Draft with Copilot. So here you can start to generate Word if you want to. There's also other interface options. Where do we see those?
Yeah, you can reference a file, so you can import a file, load it in here. You can also go to the ribbon and start to ask Copilot questions.
Nice. So we see by the editor button, there's a new button in the ribbon called Copilot. And you're mentioning when we click on this, we'll see a new dialog box.
Indeed. So similar to ChatGPT, you can put in your prompts, ask Copilot to act as your advisor or as your agent.
Great. If you are new to prompting, don't worry. With Copilot, you can go and see View Prompts, and Microsoft has included some example prompts for you. For example, create, and here you have some examples of what you can do with Copilot.
Now that we've shown you the interface, let's talk about generating documents.
Great. So you have an example of this.
Yeah, we work in consulting. We're often asked to bring in best in class. Let's talk about the quality and regulatory space. So let's ask Copilot to create us a best in class corrective and preventive action process, or as it's commonly known in industry, CAPA.
Right. So we'll click generate.
Let's do it.
We should expect it to do it for us. So you'll see this now creating a draft, pulling things together. You can always click stop generating or press escape during this. And here we go. Now, while it's generating, it's important to note that Copilot runs on the ChatGPT 4 Turbo model. So for those of you that are paying for ChatGPT 4, you get apparently the same unparalleled experience with Copilot. So you also are using the ChatGPT 4 model when you use Copilot. And so here is what is generated. Now, Casey, I see a bottom dialog. I see something that has popped up here once we've created this. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, so it's asking us if we like it, if we want to keep it, do we maybe want to reformat? We can ask it to change text, font size, etc. Looking at this initially as a Word doc, the thing I'd like to add is say, hey, also create a visual to summarize the content we see here.
Great. So for this, if we wanted to regenerate it, we'd click this. If we wanted to discard this, we'd click it. And now you're saying, let's create a visual. So then we click this text dialog box and we can further tune what Copilot has created.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do that. So we can either press enter or click generate.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a very basic outcome. So now that we've gone through the overview of some of Copilot's generative capabilities, let's talk about some of its interpretive capabilities. So what you've shown me is that let's say that I've received this document about CAPA, and really I have no clue, or not a big clue of what this actually entails. What I could do if I received a document like this, I could go ahead and click the Copilot button, and then of course I could write a prompt or even just click this one, summarize this document.
Yep.
There are more interpretive capabilities as well under the understand. You'll see this will pop up now, and it will give you some other ideas. For example, list the pros and cons of this different project. What are, for example, the important deadlines or milestones, which is great for a longer document. But of course, you can read this yourself. I'm going to say summarize this document, and we'll just keep it like that. Of course, what is nice is that the output will generate on the right-hand side here, not in the document. So you can go ahead and rest assured that the prompts and the output won't be provided in the document, because that would make for some awkward interactions. So here we go. We have some of the main ideas, the steps, and if you notice, the little one right here is referencing in the document of what it means. If you click on it, you will see actually what it is referencing and the text that it is referencing here, which is great. It will come up with some more further prompts, which is pretty interesting. For example, include more details in the summary and expand the main point in the summary. So you can have some more ideas in case you're still a bit new to prompting and this is your first foray into the generative AI experience.
Word documents can be boring, and we're getting a lot more Gen Zs coming into the workplace, so I think they're quite casual. Let's change the tone a bit, make it more engaging and more casual.
Sounds good. So we've covered generative capacities, interpretive capacities, and now we're getting into the creative capacities.
Indeed, and tone.
So how do we do this?
All right, so we can highlight the text we want to change, click on the Copilot icon, and then say rewrite with Copilot. Now it's going to give us the text, which you see here. We can also select at the bottom far right, the 2 dots and lines to say adjust tone. And we're thinking of a Gen Z audience, so let's say casual. And regenerate. Look at that tone to make its stuff better. Just cooler, more casual, appeals to a fresher audience.
Nice. And I see that we have 3 different examples. We can select the one that we like best.
Indeed, and replace.
Cool. Now, when it comes to further creative capacities, Microsoft has announced that it will soon have a designer integration for Microsoft Word. They've released a video in which they have shown that you can include banners that are appropriate for your Word document and some other creative capacities. At the moment, this isn't integrated into most people's Copilot licenses, so we're looking forward to that capability in the near future. So after that short overview, there are some limitations. What are some of the limitations that you've noticed?
Graphic generation for now, creative content generation. I think even just replacing colors, bolding some words, etc. isn't quite there yet.
Yeah, so for some of the prompts when we said, hey, please create a graphic, it showed this. This is the graphic that it came up with. Even like you said, when we asked Copilot to please change the color of the headers from blue to purple, it said,
sure, you can go do it. Follow the navigation in the ribbon.
Exactly. So perhaps for some people that need a demonstration or they need that in-person help with Word, like where can I find this in Word, that could be helpful. But I think it's good to temper your expectations and some of the limitations that if you say, please bold, the headers or please bold these words, it might do it for you and it might not.
However, I see it improving a lot over the last few weeks. So I was getting a lot of errors initially, just even doing general prompts. So really every single week it just keeps improving. So
nice. And I think also too with that designer integration, we can start to see more of the graphics. But yeah, just as a end tutorial review, come in with expectations that it will help you generate and interpret text, but it won't be like a magic editor that will fix all your templates. Any final words for you?
No.
Nice. Okay. That's
no.
that. Yeah. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we look into PowerPoint and another video where we also look into Microsoft Excel.
Bye.